Hi Earthlings. Okay, I'm going to try not to make this too long, but boy, have I got something to tell everyone. Okay, so I still haven't got glasses repaired. Let's see. First of all, I would like to say that I have found out that Pluto was in Aquarius from 60 AD to 85 AD. This is so important. I think I'm going to start this story. I want you to listen carefully. And it's a story about Jesus, Jesus ben Pantera. And I'm going to explain it all, and hopefully it's not going to be too long. Now, first thing I think I should do is a timeline. In AD 60, Boudica, who was Thracian by genealogy, or Scythian, was queen of the Iceni tribe in Britannia, Britain, and was appointed to lead the revolt against Rome. In AD 61, the Battle of Watling Street occurs, and also the death of 80,000 people. In AD 64, the Great Fire of Rome lasts for 6 days. Nero is emperor. In AD 65, Nero is informed of a conspiracy to kill him, and he goes into hiding. AD 66, Galilee revolts against the Romans, and there is a war in 67 AD. Now, I have got so much, but I would like to jump ahead and tell you about this amazing thing that I found today. So we have here, Gessius Florus was the Roman procurator of the Roman province of Judea from 64 AD to 66 AD. Now, it is written that Gessius Florus began favoring the Greek population over the Jewish population, and this is the notable incident of provocation. The Jews were worshipping at their local synagogue, and a Hellenist, which is to say Greek, sacrificed several birds on top of a chamber pot at the entrance of the synagogue, an act that rendered the building ritually unclean. In response to this action, the Jews sent a group of men to petition Florus for redress. I'm thinking 12 disciples or something. Despite Florus accepting 8 talents of silver to hear the case, he refused to listen to the complaints and had the petitioners arrested. Okay, I've reduced it to 3, but one of them is Jesus ben Pantera, known as Esu, not Yeshua, because Yeshua is Joshua. We're talking about Esu, Jesus, Jesus. Now, so Florus further angered the Jews by removing 17 talents of silver from the treasury of the Temple of Jerusalem, claiming the money was for the emperor, that's Nero. In response, the Jewish population openly mocked Florus by passing a basket around to collect money for poor Florus. Now, that reminds me of the bread and the fish in the basket sermon on the Mount. Now, Florus reacted by sending in soldiers to arrest the leaders of this action. And these 3 leaders were whipped and crucified, leading to the first Judean-Roman war in Galilee. Now, I got a funny thing that, I've always figured that you can't have such big stories going on in history without everybody all being a part to play in this, in the whole narrative. Now, I'm telling you right now, Pontius Pilate was not the procurator of Galilee at the time that Jesus was crucified, and it was this guy Gessius Florus. 100% on it, because so anyway, these revolutionaries, they were called. We don't have names for the other two revolutionaries, but I'm pretty sure that Azus ben Pentera was one of those revolutionaries. So let me just go here. So in AD 54, Nero became the emperor, and in 60 AD there was quite a lot of Christians in Rome. Okay, so Nero came to power in AD 54, and in 66 AD he sends Vespasian to crush the rebellion in Galilee. Vespasian uses Macedonica 5. Now that means the Macedonians, one of his legions, Legion 5, and Fretinius 10. So that is the legion. Fretinius, I looked it up, it's the Nabateans from the Arabian coast. So his son Titus joins him with the legion Lego 15, Apollinaris, and they are from Sicily. So Titus came with the legion of Sicilians, and that Sicilian unit was sent to Syria and Armenia by Nero to take over the newly conquered territories from the Parthians, which is to say the Greeks, in 61 and 62 AD. Now, they first took Golan, which is the Golan Height, which overlooks the Sea of Galilee, a stronghold on a plateau. I hope everybody understands me, how important everything is that I'm saying and what I'm talking about, about us fortifying our plateau this year. Now, so what do I have? In 66 AD, Galilee revolts against the Romans. There is a war in 67 AD. So I can clearly tell you that the revolt that happened was because the three leaders were whipped and crucified. The revolutionaries, they're called, because that's what led to the Judean-Roman war in Galilee. Now, so that's 66. In 68 AD, Nero commits suicide. Now, he's a fascinating person, and I actually don't think that he was... he's vilified in history, but I don't think it's legit as a person. Anyway, 68 AD, Nero commits suicide. AD 68, the Zealots take over the temple in Jerusalem. You will find two Zealots being part of the 12 of in the story of the disciples. So anyway, the Zealots were a revolutionary battle force. They were a bunch of people who were sort of like, you know, make Galilee great again, okay? You know, like that. Now, in AD 69, Gaius Julius Civilis, commander of the Batavi auxiliaries in the Rhine regions, that's of course by what we call now Germany, turns against Rome. There was a civil war in Rome, and Vespasian, commander of the Roman forces in Egypt and Judea, becomes the ruler of Rome. So now he's the new emperor. AD 70, the siege of Jerusalem and the destruction of the Second Temple by Rome. Hundreds and thousands were killed, and over 100,000 were captured and taken to Rome. AD 71, the Roman forces entered Scotland. It was called Caledonia at that time, and there was this really big battle in the area that is now called Aberdeenshire. The leaders of the resistance in the province of Judea have been executed. Those are the ones that had gone to Rome, and this is in AD 71. And the Caledonians attacked the camp of Lego, which is to say the Legion 9, Hispania, which is the Spanish Legion, at night and escape into the highlands with their Spanish prisoners. So on my father's side of the family, I'm Scottish Spanish. That's my ancestry. So it comes all the way back to here. Anyway, AD 73, we are still in the Pluto, residing in the house of Aquarius, the zodiacal house of Aquarius. AD 73, the Romans go scorched earth on Masada. Now, for some reason, that always used to make me cry. And Masada was another beautiful plateau. It was a castle, a palace. It was also an amazing fort. And a lot of the people had escaped from the temple in Jerusalem through tunnels, and they'd gone all the way to Masada, and they had been living there for a couple of years. They got away with it, but the Roman forces found out they were still alive, and says they decided to kill themselves. But I think it was the only sensible thing to do, because they literally, nothing grows there now. There was trees, there was a forest, there was rivers, nothing. It's just dead. Now, in AD 77, Agricola arrives as governor of Roman Britain and sends an expedition to Ireland. He also steals a young child, which is a prince of Ireland, from the High Kings, and brings him over to Britain. And later on in the future, that little Irish king, as a grown-up man, goes back to Ireland with an army. But we're sticking just to the 20 years of the Pluto in Aquarius. In AD 79, Vespasian dies, his son Titus takes over, and Mount Vesuvius erupts, destroying Pompeii and Herculaneum. In AD 81, Titus dies and perhaps is murdered, and he is succeeded by his brother Domitian of the Flavian dynasty. Democracy dies, the Senate is done with, and Domitian titles himself the Divine Monarchy. Wherever the emperor went, there the seat of power is. Domitian tours extensively and micromanages the Roman Empire. He officially gave himself the title Dominus et Deus, Lord and God. In AD 82, Domitian goes to Gaul, conducts a census, and suddenly orders an attack on the Chatti, or Gatti, an ancient Germanic tribe that is from Kurdish Mesopotamia, sent there to live on the Rhine. In AD 83, he goes back to Rome and adds Germanicus to his title. And I've got like 80, 83, 60, 70, 80. I've gone a couple of years over time. So that's just to say that they tried to exterminate a population of the Kurdish way back then, who came from the Germany tribe, Germany with two eyes, and they took them from there and they put them by the Rhine. And if you look at DNA, you'll find that there is a lot of Aryan from Iran, Iranian, Aryan people in Germany that are of the Kurdish Iran descent, Persian. So, yeah, that's what I got, guys. So, I'm glad it didn't take so long, but that is the timeline of the Pluto in Aquarius cycle from 60 AD to 85 AD. I think I would like to just add here Pluto in Aquarius our next 20 years, depending on your soul group. So remembering that if there's such a thing as a collective, it is the group of your soul, everyone that was born, say, in the zodiacal house of Libra, when Pluto was in Libra, you know, or for me, it was Virgo, and so on and so forth. Now, depending on your soul group generation, Pluto in the zodiacal house these 20 years, you can classify yourself either as an undergraduate or a graduate student here in the School of Life University, because I've explained to you that Pluto in Aquarius means university. An undergraduate is going for their bachelor's degree to become a graduate through courses and programs, and the graduate is going for their master's degree in this 20-year period. So we're going to either become masters like Isis Ben Pantera, and live on with a legacy that just like carries you forward until the end of time. The original Latin word university referred to a number of persons associated to one body, society, company, community, guild, or cooperation. The Haran University was founded by the Umayyad Caliph Umar II in 717 AD. Mathematics, philosophy, medicine, astrology, astronomy and natural sciences, music, geometry and metaphysics were taught and studied at the university. In 1088, in Bologna, Italy, the Catholic Church monks founded their first university. It was a public research university. Alma Mater Studiorum was coined here. It means nourishing mother of studies. But mostly they studied civil law. So they were all about the rules and studying the laws, anything to do with politics, democracy, what is a republic, senates, anything wrong. Okay, so that's where we get our lawyers, our judges, all this sort of stuff like that when they get their doctorates. So doctoring it up, I don't know. So be careful, because remember we got the psychopaths or those who have psychosis, and then we've got the rest of us, which thankfully is the 90% who are neurotic. And even though we're overthinkers, we're also great studiers. So let's go and really do this for these next 20 years. And I think that something really big is going to happen in this 20-year cycle as well, because everyone talks about the last revolution, which happened in the 1700s, which was the last time that Pluto was in Aquarius. We had the French Revolution, the American Revolution, the Spanish Revolution, and the Russian Revolution, and you can go on and on and on, and it began the Industrial Revolution. Well, we're making a change. Okay, so this world that we're living in now, we don't have the Romans taking over either, so we've got a different thing going on. Something is going to come up, and I believe it is the AI robots and stuff like that. So it's either Trump wins America and the people get a reprieve for a little while and we still like have a human leader, or what Putin said was that Elon Musk becomes the president of the world. Well, he didn't say the world, he said America, but it will be the world, because if AI comes into power and takes over, being that it's unemotional, so it's able to dictate and rule, bringing in an era of peace, so to say, because AI, well, especially if the quantum computer is activated, that's in Taiwan, where they're going to have that war to see who's going to be the boss of that, then we, or they, the governing bodies of AI machines or robots, have foreknowledge of our actions or something like that. So example, I watch a lot of crime and stuff like this, and people who are criminals or who are going to do a criminal act always look it up first, so they're like, how do I kill my wife? What's a poison that won't be found in the body? How do I do this? How do I do that? They always ask the questions. So because we're coming into a new technological era in this age of Aquarius, we have an opportunity to sort of like stop a lot of violence. Hopefully that's what the machines are going to be used for, and I for one am all for it. So those are my thoughts, and that's my study so far. And I'm pretty excited about it because I'm really excited about it because I knew all the time. I just knew it. And now I've been able to put it all together. So anyway, much blessings to you all. Ka kite.